Tina Beecher. I'm representing the Attleboro Arts Museum today, and I'm going to show you how you might be able to do something fun at home with your pets. If you don't have pets, don't worry, we can use stuffed animals or such. So I want to introduce you to my cats. Some of you might recognize Buster. He's sort of famous at the museum. He's done some modeling gigs for Miss Abby. And there's Miss Rose in repose in her favorite place. Today I'm going to use just some black paper that I happen to have. It's like the back of a colored pad of paper. Take my cardboard support, and I'm just going to tape them down so it stays in place nice and neat. Now my subjects happen to be just ready for me to draw. That's what I like about animals, especially cats. They do like to sleep a lot. So I'm going to be doing some drawing of them. Okay. There's a charcoal pencil, black Prisma, a white charcoal pencil, a gray pastel, and more. Even a colored pencil if you prefer. Anything will work, even a regular pencil will work. But what I like about the black paper is that you can use white on it nicely and even gray. So I'm going to do a real quick sketch of the cats. Cats are really kind of round blobby things, especially if you're kind of chubby like my gray cat Buster. And they're moving, so we're going to have to draw quickly. So I'm just going to think about them in big shapes. There's Buster's head, and he's got kind of a big body, nice and round. And I don't care if I scribble like this, it's actually a really good sketching technique. And there's his tail kind of hanging around the side of him. Now Rosie's over here. This is where her head is. And then there's her ears. They're little triangles. Oh, she's moving, so I gotta move fast. So even if she moves, I'm gonna keep trying to draw her. That's the beauty of animals and this kind of sketching. It's meant to be nice and quick. Now I can adjust how I'm drawing them as they're moving. Uh-oh, looks like Rosie's, okay. All right, Rosie, next time you'll be my model. She's very nosy. She wants to know what's going on. Well, let's keep going. Maybe Rosie will go back into position. So you can see I'm just drawing very quickly. Now I see a little bit, I can see his nose, so it's right about there. You don't see his paws because they're tucked down into his tummy. Oh, there he is again. He's wondering what I was doing. And now I can see sort of the back end of his haunch. Oh, he's taking a nice, good look at all of us, wondering what we're doing. So Rosie's left me. Maybe we'll come back to her another time. But that's sort of what I'm looking to do today, is just quick sketches. So here's a drawing I'm going to do on manila paper. It's just a pad of paper. It's a newsprint pad. And I'm going to use a regular pencil. This is a colored pencil. There's Buster's head. Nice big round head. Now he's moving, so I got to move fast. Rosie's looking the other way. There's her head. You can see her body. It's a big blob going this way. And her tail. See how quick I'm drawing? It's the only way I'm going to do this with a working live model. Now Buster's body looks like it comes from the middle of his head. It's how I'm seeing him. He tucks up almost where Rosie's head is. So I'm kind of using reference point. There's Rosie's head. There's Buster's head. And I keep just moving my hands and screw. There's his little white paw sticking out. Now, Rosie's body kind of comes straight down here. It kind of meets the paw. I think the paw needs to move a little bit. I'll go back to his head. He's actually got a little bit bigger head, so I'm just going to make that head a little bit bigger. His ears are kind of popping up over here. Other ears over here. A little rounded on top. I mentioned in some of these that I like to draw a center line of his face. That's where his nose will be moved on me. We're going to try to remember what it looked like, but if he doesn't want to move back, that's okay too. I know his eyes look something like that. And that's a sketch. So I'm going to do another quick sketch. This time Rosie's moved into a kind of an interesting position. And like I said, I'm using just plain paper bag. I taped it to our support, our cardboard support with tape. And I'm going to use white now on this. It looks kind of nice on brown. So again, I'm going to think about her in big blobs. There's her pretty little face. There's her back. There's her tail. And her legs are kind of coming at us, so they're going to get sort of bigger as they come toward us. Paws are nice and round. And I'm always looking back and forth from my paper to the cat, to my model. Those ears are really important to make a cat look like a cat. Now her nose is way down here in the center of her, like more than centered on her face. So I'm just going to do a little round spot for her nose for now. And as you can see, she has some beautiful coloring. She's got like kind of a white spot right there. You can't see her eyes because she's black and she's sleeping, but I know they're kind of right about here. So I'm going to do one more drawing for you. This time I'm going to do it on a slightly colored piece of paper. This is sort of a light blue pastel paper, but you can use any kind of colored paper you might have at home. And this time I'm going to use a colored pencil. This one's blue. It's one of my favorite colors, so why not use it? I'm going to hold my pencil a little differently this time. And again, I'm going to draw big round blobs. You can see I'm doing circles, like almost like a scribble. And I'm doing them kind of on the quicker side this time. Just in case Rosie decides to leave me, I have more of a chance to get more of her. Now, she's kind of tired, so luckily I think she's going to stick with me for a while longer. Her paw comes out here, a nice round paw. She's got two of them right, like she's holding. And I've made a mistake. I put that paw too far close to this paw, so I'm just going to move it. I'm not going to worry about it because this is just a sketch. Put those ears in place. I didn't do this before, but it's sort of nice to have like a center line. If you see, I drew a center line where her nose might be, or like it's sort of the center of her eye, where her eyes would be off of. And her eyes might be somewhere in there, and I see that her nose is somewhere in here. What's really special about my cat is they have these little round white, she has little real round white spots. So I'm going to draw those in, and there's her little chin. Here's a close-up of my drawing. I'm starting to define some of these areas. I'm making decisions as Rosie moves. Sometimes I have to change sort of where some of those scribbles are. And I don't care if those scribbles are there. See, there's some extra, her back end, I moved it a little bit over here. And her leg. And then I noticed this is her other paw. I slanted her eyes down a little bit because she is sleeping, but actually that is more like how a cat's eyes are when they're closed. And I've just added some pressure to get these darker lines. This sketch is really almost done in my mind. Her tail moved too, so there it is there. I'm not sure which one is correct, but it doesn't really matter because you're drawing an animal that's alive, and the goal here is to draw what you see from life, and life moves. So you have to sort of adjust, and it's all good. This is just for fun, and it's a good way to learn how to draw. Lastly, just want to point out, if you don't have lazy animals like I do, any kind of stuffed animal or toy can work to draw. It's always nice to draw animals and things that you like the best. Here are some examples. I have a little hamster wearing a tutu. fun little sock monkey. These wonderful 2 owls. I have 2 that I purchased from the museum flower show sponsor wall. And then I am a little crazy about cats, so you can see a few other things here that you can draw. And sometimes it's nice to draw images from flat work, but ideally you're drawing from something that's round like this.